Hello everyone, welcome to Ascendant Signs, and here today we'll be talking about the Mercury retrograde in the sign of Cancer for all the 12 ascendant signs. Mercury has turned retrograde in the sign of Cancer on 18th of July 2025, and this retrograde motion will go on until 11th of August 2025, and after 11th of August onwards Mercury will be direct in the sign of Cancer, and during this whole time from 18th of July until 11th of August Mercury will be in conjunction with Sun. Now, Mercury rules our logic, our analytical intelligence, analytical skills, our grasping power, our memory, speech and communication, practical thought process, critical thinking. Whereas Cancer is the sign of emotions because it is ruled by Moon. Logical thought process and emotional thinking both are not in complete sync with each other. This is number one point. Number 2 point is that Mercury takes Cancer as its inimical sign because Mercury considers Moon as its enemy. There is a story behind it. I will not go into details, but Mercury considers Cancer as its inimical sign, and it is retrograde in the inimical sign. So you can take the planet of logic is turning retrograde in the house of emotions, that also in conjunction with Sun. Now what is Sun? Sun is the king who has the responsibility to take care of the kingdom. So wheresoever Sun will transit, our whole duty and responsibility, decision making power, management skills will be focused on that house. Now Sun is transiting in the sign of Cancer. So wheresoever the sign Cancer lies in your horoscope, your whole attention, your whole focus will be regarding that house. So your decision making skills will be more towards that house. But when we take a decision, we have to also execute and implement it. Mercury has the power to execute it, implement it, because Mercury is intelligence. But here Mercury is retrograde in the sign of emotion, that is Cancer sign. So what happens? You take a decision and you face delays. You take a decision and you find some kind of rescheduling, or you find the work is not happening according to your own will and wish, according to your own expectation. Something else is happening. So what will happen? Because of the emotional nature of the sign of Cancer, there will be more and more thought process, overthinking, anxiety. There can be also frustration related to the significance, related to the house wheresoever Cancer lies in your chart, because either you will feel that things are not happening according to your will and wish, past emotions are erupting, past memories are coming. So it can make you feel sometimes very much controlled by old memories. It will make you feel that my thought process is not working properly to be more clear about my approach in my real life. This kind of problems may come. But everything has two sides to it. The another side is that since Mercury is retrograde in the sign of Cancer, that means it will give its result from its previous sign also. What is previous sign? Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So Mercury will also give good results with respect to the sign of Gemini. Now wheresoever Gemini lies in your chart, you will find that significance related to the sign related to Gemini, that house will be fulfilled if enough efforts have been given properly. So I will say certain things that during this particular time it is very essential that you don't make any new beginnings. Like suppose Mercury rules our intellect, so something came in your mind and we are thinking that why not start it. Please reevaluate it. Before you start any new work, you make sure that any old work which was ignored in the past but needs your attention, take care regarding that. Okay, particularly if you are associated with any kind of work which requires speech, which requires communication, or you are associated with anything related to technological advancements, you need to be very careful because Saturn is also retrograde and Rahu is transiting in the sign of Aquarius. So you need to be very careful. Okay, another thing is that during this particular time you will see that any past communications are just having a revisit in your life. That can be related to any friend or any love matter or anything else. Not necessarily love matter, it can be related to that particular house wheresoever the sign Cancer lies in your chart. Or the significance related to that house where Cancer lies, those significance might get delayed, and you have to reevaluate or reschedule your work, or you have to feel that I have to just replan my ambitions, my goals, my projects, my friendship circles. So in certain matters this will also give good results. So for certain ascendants, while I was going through the planning for this particular reading, so what I saw that for certain ascendants this will give good results. Definitely it is going to give good results, okay, on certain matters. So if you are new to this channel, tap on to the subscribe button, click on to the notification bell icon, so that every time I make a new content you get notified instantly. And if you want a consultation from me, check the links down in the description section. You can mail me through my email ID, or you can get connected with me through my Facebook or Instagram accounts, because this retrograde energy is particularly related to Mercury, or Saturn is retrograde, or Rahu is transiting in Aquarius, Mars and Ketu is transiting in Leo. Okay, so many planetary energies are changing. So many new events are happening for like last few months, and it will also continue. So if you want a clarity on your own horoscope, on your own birth chart regarding any matter which is going on in your life, you can definitely check the links down in the description section, and you can have a one-to-one personalized consultation with me. Okay, now let us start for all the 12 ascendant signs, but I will also here say, since it is happening in the sign of Cancer, check it from your ascendant sign and check it from your moon sign also, because it will impact our mind, it will impact our emotions. So check it from your ascendant and check it from your moon sign, both. Okay, now let us start for all the 12 ascendant signs, starting with the Aries ascendant. For the Aries ascendant, Mercury is retrograde in the 4th house. 4th house is our home, our emotions. So during this particular time there can be some kind of frustration, anxiety at the domestic matters. Any past emotions may revisit in your mind, in your real life. You may see that while having conversations with your family members, any past matter may erupt, may come in front of you. Okay, that needs to be taken care of. During this particular time, make sure that you don't make any kind of investments or any kind of new decision making regarding home renovation, or any agriculture related matter, real estate related matter, regarding the purchase of property or vehicles during this particular thing, because there can be delays or there can be miscalculation regarding the investments, regarding financial decisions. There can be miscalculations, misjudgments. Okay, during this particular time there can also be miscommunications or some kind of indifferences between you and your mother or any mother like figure. At your work also you will see that the work which you have been continuing, there can be delays, there can be miscommunications with your colleagues, co-workers. You might also get some kind of indifferences between you and your authorities during this particular time. But I can also see sudden relocation is possible, sudden transfer, sudden short travels are also possible during this particular time. And suppose if you are expecting some kind of movement, then this is a very good time which will actually support you in your cause, in your efforts. Okay, so during this particular time you have to understand that you have to put your logic, you have to put your intelligence, but don't get swayed away by your emotions, because this emotional thoughts which is coming during this particular time can hamper, can obstruct your practical thought process, your logical thinking. Okay, because you will see that at the family life also, at the domestic life also, any small matters, on any small matters there can be some past events coming. All of a sudden argument starts and the problem starts. Okay, so this way, but I will also say during this particular time, since Mercury will also giving its result from its previous sign Gemini, so during this particular time you might all of a sudden have you'll be able to mend good communication with any of your close people or day-to-day life daily contacts which you have been communicating from so long. Okay, any past matters will be resolved. Okay, any in your daily contacts, in your friends or something like that. So this is what for the Aries ascendant people. For the Taurus ascendant people, Mercury is retrograde in the 3rd house. So during this particular time you have to revisit your work. You have to revisit your efforts, your initiatives. During this particular time, you will see that whatever projects you are working on, there will be delays. There can be rescheduling of your execution of your work. So during this particular time, I will particularly say, don't start or don't take any new project. New beginnings should be avoided during this particular time. Anything which you have been doing in the past, okay, that can be which you have ignored, any work which you have been doing in the past but you have ignored, all those work will need your attention. All those work will be completed now if you apply your complete focus and attention on it. During this particular time, there can be some kind of indifferences or maybe some kind of misjudgment or miscommunications with your younger siblings, friend circle, in your daily contacts, colleagues. Okay. Regarding money matters also, I will say there can be sudden scheduling delays regarding travel plans. So until and unless you are really not sure about, don't make any sudden travel plans, because there can be delays or rescheduling. There can be extra expenditures happening during this particular time. Okay. Regarding investments and money matters also, I will say that make sure that you don't make any huge investments without prior checking each and everything. Day-to-day managements also might get hampered, because you may feel that things are not going as it is expected, because Mercury happens to be your fifth lord also. So you need to be very careful regarding that. You are putting your efforts in your day-to-day life, but suppose things are not happening according to your will and wish, so that can lead to frustration. So you have to have patience. This is a transit for you, for patience. You have to have enough patience, because there can be miscommunications, okay, regarding and particularly regarding your faith and belief system, because Mercury will be aspecting your 9th house. So there can be some kind of arguments, clashes regarding your own thought process and your own belief system. You may feel that you are getting challenged by how you are connecting with others. Okay. Now one more thing here I will say for the Taurus ascendant people is that during this particular time, like suppose you are posting something online or related to social media, or you are connecting with multiple group of people, you need to be very careful that what you say, what things you are conveying to others, that can be misinterpreted. So you need to be very careful regarding that. That's it for the Taurus ascendant people. For the Gemini ascendant people, you need to be very careful regarding your speech. There can be harsh speech and the listener might get hurt, because this Mercury retrograde is happening in your 2nd house in conjunction with Sun. So you will see there can be emotional like old memories coming up during the family conversations. That can also lead to emotional decisions, arguments all of a sudden. So this is a very good time to resolve those past matters, because you will see that things will erupt during this particular time for the Gemini ascendant people. One more thing you have to be very careful regarding is that your finances, your investments during this particular time, if you don't judge and if you somehow miscalculate your finances and investments, that this can lead to expenditures or losses, and later on you may feel that you got emotional and you took a decision which was not backed by logic. Okay. Particularly like buying or selling of property, buying or selling of any kind of vehicles. Make sure that after Mercury turns direct, then only you get into those kind of things. If it is like absolutely necessary, then you have to be very careful regarding that. Like with caution, proceed with caution. Okay. Another thing here is that the people who are working with anything, any kind of work, like where they need to speak a lot, they need to communicate a lot, like they have been associated with any kind of work like finances, investments, marketing, sales. So those people, because they need to connect with multiple people every day, okay, particularly with respect to money and finances, so they need to be very careful, because there can be judgment, there can be some kind of errors, your words will be accounted for. Okay. So make sure that you don't get into any kind of mistakes. Be patient, be slow, and then only you proceed. One more thing, during this particular time you will feel you will feel that you are getting more independent, that self motivated, self independent lifestyle will be more dominant within you. You will feel that you are all alone, you are all powerful all alone, and somehow this will bring separative tendency between you and your family members, you and your closed ones. So in that way also they may feel that out of ego or out of something else, this person is not communicating well, or somehow some kind of um, means some distance at the mental level, some distance might be created. Okay, so that's it for the Gemini ascendant people. You need to be very careful regarding all these things. For the Cancer ascendant people, it is happening in the first house itself. So the first and foremost thing is that there can be lack of clarity with respect to your day-to-day decision making, and which can also lead to frustration, anxiety, too much thought process, but not able to focus it in day-to-day life. So your decision making, your punctual lifestyle might get hampered. This can also lead to critical judgments by others, and sometimes you may also feel that you are not able to put forward your thought process in real life. So this can also lead to self-doubt, although there is no reason for self-doubt, but at the mental level you may feel self-doubt, that am I doing correct, am I thinking right, or maybe whatever I am thinking that is right, but that is not applicable in the real life. So this kind of dilemma can be there, and I will say will be there. Okay, so you have to means one of the best way to tackle it is meditate on your own logic and emotions, what we say man manthan, churning of mind. Okay, do it, it will be highly beneficial for you. During this particular time there can also be miscommunication between you and your partner. Any past matters, particularly related to relationship matters, all of a sudden may erupt during this particular time, because Mercury will be aspecting your 7th house. Your past relationships, past matters, past memories will all of a sudden come in front of you. During this particular time, one more thing I will say, take care regarding your health. Any health matter regarding nervous system, skin, lungs and chest related problems like chest congestions might re-arise, I will say, during this particular time. So you need to be very careful regarding that. One more thing, sudden expenditures, particularly that day-to-day expenditures might increase. Now that can be related to health also, but that can be related to like lack of proper management of finances. Okay, so you need to be very careful regarding that also. Okay, so that's it for the Cancer ascendant people. For the Leo ascendant people, it is happening in the 12th house. Now since it is happening in the 12th house, there can be restlessness. So at the subconscious level, you might feel that you are not getting enough stability in your mind, so the mind is not stable. So this will impact your rest, it will impact your sleep schedule. Sometimes you may also feel some kind of like hidden fears or some kind of insecurities coming up, like past. But I will also say, since I said there will be some kind of restlessness, there is a positive side. Why the restlessness is coming? Because now somehow you are pulling back away from isolation and solitude, more towards your work, more towards your network. So now during this particular time, you will always become hyperactive. So you will be able to pull yourself out from that isolation and solitude towards the work, towards your group planning, towards your networking, towards your team. So this is a very good time for the people who are working in a team, who are working in a group of people, like social circle, networking, management. Particularly for the people who are working in financial management, now they will be able to find out the mistakes. They will be able to find out the reason why the losses were happening, the loopholes, why it was happening, what is the reason behind it. Now they will be able to find out. So these are the benefits. Yes, one more thing is that expenditures and losses at the financial level, I will say this is something which needs to be taken care of. Okay, the people who are having any kind of issue related to eyes, okay, this has to be taken care of, because eye related problems can be there. This can lead to eye related problems, and yes, any past memories at the subconscious level, every time something or the other going on. Okay, so that's it for the Leo ascendant people. For the Virgo ascendant people, this retrograde Mercury is happening in the 11th house. Normally the transit of Mercury and Sun in the 11th house is considered very good, but now since Mercury is retrograde, so this also indicates that in your day-to-day life gains might get delayed, uh, business gains or turnings might get delayed, your work might get rescheduled. So there can also be some kind of miscommunications at your social circle with your friends, particularly if you are working in a project with a group of people. There can also be like mismanagement of work, or the way you plan the work might not happen in that same way. So this can also lead to confrontations by your seniors, by your managers, by your executives. So during this particular time, suppose someone is thinking to change the work, all of a sudden that might get delayed. It means that you have to complete your past work and then only you can think about something else in the new. So since it is happening in the 11th house, where we talk about group connections, we talk about working in a team, any new project you start during this particular time, any new beginnings you start during this particular time might get delayed, or there will be lack of clarity. So this will impact your past work also and present work also. So one of the best thing to do is reevaluate your goals, reevaluate your aims and objectives of your life. Anything which was not done properly in the past, any kind of work, you work on it with your efforts and you will get good results out of it. So during this particular time, I will say that make sure that any new investment in business, in your work, particularly in business, or suppose you are connecting with any partner, okay, in some kind of collaborations, I will say this is not a right time. There can be some kind of miscommunications, there can be some types of like judgment failure, okay, some kind of errors. Don't get into any kind of collaborations right now, or don't invest any money during this particular time. For the Virgo ascendant people particularly I'm talking about, this has more to understand because Mercury is retrograde and it will aspect your 5th house. So your decision making skills, your intellect will also lack clarity. So you will feel that I did so much homework, I had so much efforts, but next day when I apply it in my work, the things are not going according to my will and wish. Why? Because as I said that new work or new beginnings might get delayed. Okay, so these are the things you need to be very careful about. This also indicates that in your love relationship, in your love affairs also, you will see that there can be miscommunications between you and your partner, and any past any past person or relationship might reappear. So there can be dilemma at your mental level, at your mind, that with whom you should connect, what is right and what is wrong. So I will say follow your dharma. You have to understand, because Mercury is your 10th lord, your karma, your whole karma is associated with Mercury. It is your 10th lord. So you have to follow the path of righteousness. What is right, do that. Even if it is delayed, have patience, but follow the path of right. What is right, what is truth, I will say. Okay, so that's it for the Virgo ascendant people. For the Libra ascendant people, this is happening in the 10th house. Now Mercury is your 9th lord. You have to understand that since it is happening in the 10th house, work will be delayed, there will be rescheduling of your projects. You may also feel that you are not getting enough appraisals for your work, due appraisals for your work at right time. You may feel that I am doing my hard work, but I am not getting enough results for it. So maybe something has to be taken care of, maybe some past work has to be taken care of. There can be some documentation mistakes, so make sure that you check each and everything properly. Like suppose you forget a file, you forget a project, you are working in any kind of technological matter and that software fails or technological mishaps happens, or communication failure. These kind of things may happen, and which can directly impact your work. So during this particular time, you might also get confronted by your superiors and authorities, and this is not a right time to start a new conversations or start a new work or new beginnings with your superiors or authorities, or at your work environment also, because this can lead to particularly confrontation first of all, then that can lead to problems also, conflicts also. So you will see that your past work, anything which was ignored and actually which is very important, all those work will ask your attention. You will see those things has to be taken care of, and then only you can proceed. So during this particular time, it is very essential that the people who are searching for a new job, means new job search might get delayed, but yes, definitely some kind of transfer like situation can be seen, because since Mercury is retrograde in the 10th house, it will give its result from the 9th house also. Some kind of change of position, transfer like situations can also be seen. But yes, finding a new job initially that can be difficult, because since the time frame, if I talk about the time frame is very less, until 11th of August only. So I will say during this particular time, make sure that you don't take any decision regarding your job, like all of a sudden don't leave the job. Okay, don't leave the work out of your emotions that I am not feeling interested, so you take a decision and that is not in your favor. Okay, but I can definitely see some kind of transfer. If you are expecting a transfer, those things might get success. Okay, some kind of movements are seen, long distance travels are seen. You might all of a sudden get interested towards your ancient scriptures, or studying any philosophical ideas, religious rituals. Okay, because Mercury happens to be your 9th lord also, and it is retrograde in the 10th house, so it will activate your 9th house. So in that regard, this Mercury is going to give you very good results. But with respect to work, I will say during this particular time, try to focus more on your any kind of work which was not given enough priority back. Please put full efforts and your attention on those kind of work, and have patience, and then process, because you will see that whenever you try to process any work, there will be rescheduling, there will be some kind of delays, there can also be like you have to revisit the same work again and again, repetitions can be seen. Okay, so make sure that you check each and every file, documents properly, emails properly. Okay, so that's it for the Libra ascendant people. For the Scorpio ascendant people, this is happening in the 9th house. So this is a time when you have to reevaluate your belief system, your faith, your ideologies. Particularly, there can also be miscommunications between you and your mentor. There can also be a very distance at the mental level with your mentors, with your elders of your family, with your father. There can be miscommunications. You might also get taken aback from any kind of religious rituals or customs. Now Mercury happens to be your 8th lord in conjunction with Sun. Sun is the 10th lord, that is karma. Mercury retrograde in the 9th house of dharma. One thing which I want to say, actually it should not be said, but since it is very important, I will say. During this particular time, you might get into any kind of action which is not in accordance to dharma. Means you might get into something which is basically opposite of righteousness. Means don't get swayed by your emotions. Apply your intelligence. What is right, what is wrong. During this particular time, it is a very short period of time, this Mercury retrograde, but during this particular time only, some decisions, some actions, some words, some speech, communications might be such which is not correct, which can lead to later on, which may lead to problems. So you should follow your law, you should follow your dharma, you should follow the truth, because all these things makes the 9th house, and it is retrograde in the 9th house. So you might get into any kind of work which is not in accordance to righteousness, which may be something wrong. Okay, make sure that you don't get into all those things. Long distance travels plans might get delayed. So suppose if you're working hard for any kind of long distance travels, so make sure that during this particular time either avoid it, or there can be some kind of delays or rescheduling, so there can be extra money expenditures with respect to your travels are concerned. Okay, one certain thing I will say here that with regards to your, suppose if you are someone who is having any kind of business, enterprise, trade, okay, so there can be delay in gains, there can be delays in like money transactions. Okay, this is all I'm talking about for this Scorpio ascendant people. Okay, for the Sagittarius ascendant people, it is happening in the 8th house. So too much intensity at the mental level, at the emotional level, means past memories, insecurities, fears, lack of clarity, means you want to dive deep to understand what is going on, but more you dive, more you try to understand the things, more you get trapped by your emotions. So one of the best ways is to do meditate, journal it down, meditate. This is one of the best way. The people who are associated with any kind of work related to research, occult studies, okay, like astrology or something else, for them also initially they might get some kind of difficulties to understand the deep wisdom. Okay, so the people who are working in any kind of sector where they need to dive deep into the wisdom and knowledge of that kind of work, they might get some kind of difficulties during this particular time. Any hidden secret or hidden matter might get revealed during this retrograde motion. So what you share, with whom you are sharing, should be taken care of, because you never know what is the secret. You just said something to your friend and that was carried forward to multiple people, and now you are feeling that I shouldn't have said, because you don't know what is the secret for you and what can be misinterpreted. Okay, these are the things. There can be like at the married life also, particularly for the people who are in marriage or in a relationship, committed relationship, there can be some kind of problems regarding taking up the responsibilities of married life, means misunderstandings. Okay, some kind of delays I will say, or miscalculations with regards to any kind of results, regards to shared finances, inheritance, tax matters, okay, legal matters. In all those matters there can be either delays or there can be some kind of rescheduling, so which can lead to frustration. Okay, there can also be sudden losses also with regards to finances are concerned. So make sure that you invest, you think properly and then only you invest, or you have to wait until it turns direct. Okay, so that's it for the Sagittarius ascendant people. For the Capricorn ascendant people, it is happening in the 7th house itself. So this is a very important time to reevaluate your relationship, your partnership. Have a proper communication between you and your partner. 7th house is the house of partnership. Now someone will say I am a single, so you have to understand 7th house is the house of partnership, be it personal, be it professional partnership, anyone with whom you are connected. Any matter in your past which was not resolved, now it will reappear in your life through your emotions. So you have to make sure that you properly take care regarding that. Have a proper communication with your partner. During this particular time, I will also say avoid any kind of collaboration, avoid any kind of legal contracts during this particular time, because this can lead to either wrong decisions or those legal contracts or those collaborations might get failed in future. You may also feel that in any kind of relationship there can be sudden some breaks, some ego clashes, some critical thought process coming in between you and the other person. Okay, so you both are not able to communicate properly. So very important time to reevaluate the expectation between you and your partner. For the people who are completely enjoying their single life and they are not in any kind of partnership, they are not in any kind of relationship, for them I will say during this particular time that you need to follow proper work, actions, dharma, because your name and fame will be critically judged by others. Why? Because 7th house is other people, 7th house is also the house of mass fame. So your actions, your communication, your thought process and your executions in your day-to-day life, whatever decision making you are taking, implementation of your thought process will be critically judged, and you will feel that whatever I do, there is 5 people talking against me. Okay, so this can lead to some kind of like enmity. So you may feel that people are turning more like more enmity, more rivalry type of things happening. Okay, one more thing I will say for the Capricorn ascendant people, that the people who are searching for a new job or a new service, they might get good results, they might get some kind of interview calls, or they might get some kind of good results or some success if they are putting good efforts on it. Okay, so that's it for the Capricorn ascendant people. For the Aquarius ascendant people, it is happening in the 6th house. So any service related matters, or anyone who is working, who is in any kind of service sector will be impacted. Like you need to be very careful regarding your emails, your documentations, and how you are connecting with your colleagues, your co-workers and anyone in your working environment. Miscommunications can be there. Your finances, investments should be taken care of for the Aquarius ascendant people. Don't get into any kind of investment regarding speculation, because that can lead to problems. Okay, that can lead to like you may feel that I was expecting this much gains, but somehow it is in delay and I'm not knowing that when the gains will come. Okay, take care regarding your health also, because 6th house is the house where we need to be very careful regarding our health, particularly related to digestion, nervous system. Okay, skin, lungs related issues. One good thing here for the Aquarius ascendant people is that you will be now understanding that what was the loopholes regarding your creativity which needs to be taken care of. So this is a very good time to improve your creative skills, your creative intelligence, because in your day-to-day life in the competitive arena you might feel that something is wrong, or you might feel that I am not getting enough good results in the competitive arena, or there are more rivals who are getting better results than me. You may feel like that. So this is a very good time to improve your creative skills, improve your creative intelligence. Is there something which you need to work upon, which can make you more smart? So this is a time to go towards smart work. Improve your skills, improve your education. So this is a very good time for the students, for someone who is a learner. Okay, this is also a very good time to resolve any past matters with your loved one, with your partner, particularly in a love relationship, because Mercury is retrograde in the 6th house, so it will give good results of its 5th house also, from its previous sign, 5th house, and 5th house is Gemini, ruled by Mercury itself. That is the reason I said very good time to activate the 5th house characteristics. Okay, so that's it for the Aquarius ascendant people. For the Pisces ascendant people, this is happening in the 5th house itself. So first of all, you will see that any past relationship or any past memories, any person from your like few years back you used to be connected with, that person is coming back in your life. And in your present relationship there can be miscommunications, there can be problems, there can be understanding issues, arguments. So you might be in a dilemma that whom you should connect with, who is the best person in your life. So anyone from your past relationship all of a sudden coming, knocking the doors. So I will say that you need to follow the right things in your life. Follow which is right. Don't get swayed by your emotions. Because 5th house is the house of intelligence. You should back logic. Don't take decisions out of your emotions, and because that can lead to problems. 5th house is also a house of our management skills, mentality, day-to-day life skills. You will see that you thought about something, you planned about something, but it is not happening in your day-to-day life according to your expectations. So don't get frustrated. Have patience, because delays are indicated. You will see with respect to your creative skills also, you might not get that much good results during this particular time, but that doesn't mean that you are not doing well. Work on it more better, like someone who is a perfectionist. Any kind of hobby or creative talent which you were very good at, but like for many months or many days you have not given enough importance to it, all of a sudden you will get a chance to revisit those kind of hobbies or creative talent. You will be able to work on it again, restart it again. So this is also a very good time to work on those past things. Avoid any new beginnings. So this is also a time to get into means this is also a very important time that you don't get into a new beginning, or you don't get into a new relationship. You need to be very careful regarding that. Don't get into a new relationship, new collaborations during this particular time. Okay, because the decisions might get hampered. On the other hand, the same Mercury will also allow you to bring good results with respect to your work, that is career. Why? Because Mercury will give its result from its previous sign, 4th house. You will see that now matters between you and your superiors becoming more easy. Past matters are getting resolved, family matters are getting resolved, domestic matters are getting resolved. Okay, in those regards the retrograde Mercury will be highly beneficial. Okay, so that's it for the Pisces ascendant people. Now let us talk about some remedies, because I have guided you for all the 12 ascendant signs. Now let me talk about some remedies also. If you feel that this retrograde Mercury is really impacting you, then one of the best remedies is that you should listen to or chant Devi Saraswati mantra or any kind of Ganesh mantra, particularly Ganesh Atharva Sheets. It is very beneficial. Either you chant it or you listen to it, Devi Saraswati mantra or Ganesh Atharva Sheets. If Mercury is a functional benefic in your chart, then you should wear green color on a Wednesday, and you should also offer Durba grass to Ganesh ji on Wednesday, if Mercury is functionally benefic for you. But suppose if Mercury is functional malefic for you, then what you can do? On a Wednesday you can donate green items like green clothes, green moong dal. You can donate, or you can sponsor education like stationery items or some books for small children. Okay, for students, that is also a good remedy. One of the best remedy here I will say is that green plants, like suppose spend some time doing gardening, or you can plant some saplings, water them, take care of them. Very good remedy. You can feed cows. Very good remedy. Okay. One of the best remedies for the mantra, if I talk about, that is the chant or listen Sri Hari Stotram and Vishnu Sahasranam. If not every day, at least on Wednesday. If you can do it every day, that is very good. But if not every day, if it is not possible, then at least it should be done on Wednesday. That is really very good. Okay. So that's it for the all the ascendants and the remedies which I have been talking about. So if you have liked this content, press the like button, share it to your near and dear ones, and if you are new to this channel, tap onto the subscribe button, click onto the notification bell icon, so that every time I make a new content you get notified instantly. And if you want a consultation from me with respect to these transits which are happening right now, and with respect to your own birth chart, your kundali, okay, your horoscope, then check the links down in the description section. You can mail me through my email ID, or you can get connected with me through my Facebook or Instagram accounts. So next time when I come back, I will be coming back with some another interesting content. Till then, I am signing off today. Thank you. Bye bye.